Hey YouTube, nothing too much. Just I wanted to get a video out, but I didn't really have my computer was messing up, so the editing wasn't going to be that way. And then I had an idea. Real talk, a video where I just go raw, do my best not to edit anything, and just give you guys the most honest version of me that I possibly could. And I think that's a pretty good idea. Like everyone loves it when people are honest, authentic, and that's how I like to do things, no matter what. And I gave myself a list of like 10 questions in the course of this video that I'm going to ask myself and give you and answer them for you guys. Hopefully, like after this, you guys leave some comments and I can get questions from you guys directly. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. But oh my God, question one: who am I really when no one's around? And yeah, that's that one. That one's a deep one because everyone has that mask that we all wear, like around our friends, around our people, friends and family alike. And that one's yeah, that's a real hard question. But to me, the real me. Well, let me start with how I portray myself. I portray myself as a cocky, full of himself, knows what he's doing half of the time, even though I'm BSing it all the way. Like people who know me know I just tend to BS myself a lot because I tend to hype myself up a lot because that's how you have to be in this world. You gotta be honest, authentic around anything. But the real me, shucks, I'm scared. I'm just scared of myself. For the longest time, I didn't want to move up, try anything, just because I was scared and I hated myself. Like, who am I really? I'm just a self-hating person who hates himself for no reason and hated himself for no reason for the longest of time. But hey, that's the real me, and hopefully I can work on changing that up for myself. Question two here. Oh, this one's an even harder one. That gets a little deeper. When did I realize I wasn't happy with the way my life was going? And that's shucks. That's since day one. No, not day one. That's too far. I'd say I worked at Amazon for 7 years before I got cut, aka fired, as a process assistant, shift lead for people who didn't work for Amazon at all. And while I was there, I was cool. The people I worked with, honestly, the people I worked with was the highlight of my day. They were the reasons I went to work every day. But as I moved on, saw more thing, just continued my day to day, I just felt stuck, and that stuck just became anger. That anger became depression, and now it got so bad that towards the end of it, I was on antidepressants just to get through the day. And wow, yeah, that one. Now I'll tell you what, those presents work. They helped me stay there for another 6 months, all the way until I got fired. Where they fired me because the numbers were bad and they blamed me, obviously. Which, give or take, I had something to do with it because I wasn't in the greatest of mindsets. I was depressed all the time, and that unhappiness just built up until I just couldn't take it anymore. And and yeah, wow. And if you guys have watched my shorts, you guys heard me call myself a loser and all this other stuff. So this third one, what does being a loser mean to me? And that one's a little obvious, a little. Huh. You guys are a little sideways. Let me fix this a little bit. Let me fix that. Yeah, a little better, a little better, a little better. Okay, okay. Boom. Now back to my questions. What does being a loser mean to me? And to me, I kind of feel like I've been going really hard on myself for no reason. I call myself a loser, even though I'm not. And why I say I'm not is that's a lie. I am. I am. Like I admitted to myself, I'm trying to go easy. It's don't go easy on yourself, people. You got to go hard. And what a loser is to me is simple. I am stuck. One, I feel like I'm drowning. I could have gotten myself out of this at any point, but I chose not to. And that's the biggest problem. And three, I was lazy. Because I was lazy, I stayed out of shape. I played it safe, and I freaking just went through the motions. And to me, that's what a loser is. Just someone who doesn't want to act, doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to improve themselves. Because once you lose your what you are, you have nothing. And yeah, that's what being a loser is. Mm-hmm. What is the hardest part about trying to change my life? I think that goes for everyone, right? And in case anyone's wondering, I'm reading. I have these on my phone, and I'm just reading them to myself out loud and talking to you guys. And these flies are in my way. Okay, back to it. What is the hardest part about working on changing my life? Fear, doubt, the regular stuff that we all go through. Is like, oh, we have commitments, we have bills, we have all this. We can't do anything. We can't take the chance because we need to play it safe. And that's the part that is hardest for everyone, not just me, everyone. Like I have a cushion, I have enough to keep me by for a couple months if the job hunt is still being a little hard because obviously job hunting sucks, especially during the holiday season because they're all getting seasonals, but everyone wants to just do everything through AI and robots, and then if there isn't a keyword that they're looking for, boom, you're out. Nowadays, that's kind of how the job hunt works. Sucks to suck, I know, but that's my fault, and I did it to myself. And that is, and to change your life, you gotta just be willing to take that first step. Admit that everything that you have done, that things you've done that led you to this, is 100% my fault. Or if you're talking to yourself, your fault. And yeah, that one's hard because no one wants to admit they're wrong. No one wants to admit that they failed. Hell, school itself builds us up to hate our own failure, even though you need it. We need it. And in the end, you're scared to fail, and you're scared to admit it to yourself. And that's the hardest part: is to admit that you failed, and you try to do your best to change that around, learn from it, and grow. Some people are scared of it. I'm your just like me. I'm your average everyday person, and then there are those that grew up and understood that failure was important, and they're some of the most successful people in the world right now. Hats off to them. I wasn't one of them, but I'm working on trying to become one of them, and that's what I'm gonna do. Alrighty. Question 5. What keeps me going when I feel like giving up? Honestly, shucks. Fear, doubt, and the feeling of success. Like, those are 3 things that keep me going. I think everyone keeps going that way. And that, the fear of failure, fear of saying you're not good enough. And that's all in our heads, all of us in our heads. And that's the hardest part. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I keep going. Doubt. I doubt that I'm gonna be able to do this to begin with. Like I doubted that I would even start this channel and make this video. I doubted myself for the longest of times. And I said, screw it. I have nothing to lose. Just do it. And then I just did it. And then now what's keeping me going is now that I started success. What if I succeed in getting fit? What if I succeed in changing my life? What if I succeed in this YouTube thing through trying to change my life and people enjoy it and that? And if I can change my life around and I'm just an average everyday Joe, you can do it. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do this, to show people that you can do it too. And I'm just a fat ass who used to be a lazy sack of shit. Sorry for the cussing, but yeah. And whoa, the sun is getting a little too bright. I'm gonna move us a bit to the shade real quick, and hopefully it won't be as bright. Yep, there we go. Yep. I'm moving us into the shade, and I like that angle better. So it works out. It worked out. It worked out. And that's what keeps me going, is the idea that I can help people build the motivation to change their own lives. That's something I hope I can accomplish through my struggle. How do I define success? That is a good question for number 6. How do I define success? And I haven't even thought that through. Like I say, just like the last question, if I motivate people to change their own lives and put the work in, hey, I've succeeded at something. Even if I failed, if I motivated people to not go down that same road I did, I've succeeded. So yeah, that's success for me. Is that if you're talking about career wise, money wise, life wise, success to anyone should be you have enough money in the bank to not worry about the lights turning off. You have enough money to cover all your bills. You have enough money to stop you and your partner from arguing over finances nonstop. That is success. If you have that, you have the world. So yeah. Number 7, and this one's going to be kind of cool. What is the happiest version of me look like? Honestly, I don't even know how to do that, because for people who know me directly, they know I have like a god tier resting mad face. I always look mad. Sorry, it's just my face. I do always look mad. But I'd say the happiest version of me, for those who don't know, I smoke cigars. That's the only drug those are one of the only 2 drugs I partake in, is nicotine and caffeine. I don't drink anymore. I did weed in the past, and I never want to do it again. I'm never doing that. I'm sticking to my nicotine and my caffeine. I'll never bring it up on this channel again because I don't want to get demonetized or whatever. But yeah, those are my things. So I just wanted to put that out there. So the happiest version for me is me smoking a cigar, looking out at the sunset on land that I own. I have money in the bank to cover my expenses. If I have kids, put them through school, and maybe have some taken to put them through college if I could. And that me and my future partner don't have to worry about finances at all. That is the happiest version of me. And that's the goal I want, because right now I'm single. So let's just put that out there. I'm single. A loser. Single. Yeah. No shit. Boom. Number 8. What's one habit, mindset, or belief that already started to change in your life? I'm not a loser. I just haven't started yet. There you go. That's the number 1 mindset. So if you think you are, just like I did, I'm not a loser. Keep that mindset, people. Because the more depressed you think, the more depressed you'll be. The more you're in that spot where you just hate life and you just on those antidepressants, anti-anxiety, anti-everything, the more you realize you just need to go and do stuff. Like, I fully believe, like, the people who have anxiety, now that I look at it, are people that want to do stuff but don't want to do it, and their body is telling them they have to go. The depression is when I was taking those antidepressants, I needed to leave. I was unhappy. I hated life. And I left. And boom. So yeah, that was the one mindset is I'm not a loser. I'm starting and I'm changing. Boom. That's that one. I'm really proud of myself for that. You gotta be proud of yourself for the small things. 9. What would I say to someone watching this video who feels stuck like I used to? Nah, that's wrong. I still feel stuck. And to be honest with you, just move. You can't just stop yourself from moving. You gotta go. And if you just stand there feeling stuck, your body's telling you it's because you are and you need to get out of there. So go. That's the best advice I can give to someone is just go. If you got to save up a little bit of cash to get out of where you're at, do it. Go hungry a bit. Do what you got to do. But don't let yourself feel stuck like I did for years. I still feel stuck. But at least I'm working on getting myself out of there. That's important. All right. Number 10, when I look back on this years from now, what do I want to be proud of? Myself. I'm going to be proud of myself for doing this, continuing to do this, losing the weight. Yes, I want to lose the weight because, yeah, double chin. No one wants the double chin. No one wants these man boobs or the freaking big belly either, but, 'tis life. I have to get myself out of it. But yeah, that would be some things that I'm proud of that, hey, I continued this journey and I saw it through, no matter how my outcome turned out. That's proud. That's where I would be proud of for myself. And yeah, those are the 10 questions that I would ask myself, people. Well, I just asked them to myself and answered them to myself. But hey, I'm glad that I had that time to be honest with you guys and go raw, uncut, unfiltered. A couple of cuss words. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me too bad. Por favor. Please. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll read them and add them to the next video, or if something needs to get answered right away, hey, I'll do my best to answer them as fast as I can. But one thing I do want to point out is I am not a doctor. If you're feeling stuck to the point where you are thinking of harming yourself in any way whatsoever, please, they have the suicide hotline for a reason. Reach out to them. As someone who had to deal with that, actually that'll probably be my next video, is mental health for the next raw video. And I'm gonna ask myself questions on the raw, or if you guys have questions on it, feel free to drop them in the comments. But hey, I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys